Hello and welcome to the Listening Post's unboxing channel on YouTube. Today I'm unboxing QAcoustics' brand new active speakers. Now QAcoustics has been producing wonderful stereo speakers for decades. They've done a couple of active speakers with Bluetooth and other basic features. Well, these are an evolution in every single way. Stunning sound quality, really feature rich, and we'll dive into that. But most importantly, it's building on things that they have done really well historically and lifting performance significantly. Yet the price is astonishing. So let's have a look. QAcoustics packaging. We're all kind of familiar with a relatively muted brown box and then a bit of printing on it. The 3000i series has the white, the old 3000 has black labelling. There's a bit of information on the top, just the most basic. We've got, other than the courier label, we've got scannable information here for model and serial number, another scan, and then emulated on the other side. Opening these is really straightforward because they are closed with traditional clear packing tape. Very easy to get in. The top is protected with polystyrene moulded to the shape of the speakers, and in it you see the two speakers and a couple of boxes. Now, one of them is just a very simple cardboard filler. The one on this side, however, is very clearly labelled with accessories, and we'll drill into that in a moment. Each speaker is protected and very straightforward to get out of the box. In the base of the box, other than some desiccant bags to ensure that it stays dry in transit, there's nothing else. Now, each of these speakers is identical, so we'll put one of these aside for a moment and concentrate on this one. Now, like most QAcoustics speakers, it's sealed with some sort of label. This one has a warning about how to take it out of the box to ensure that you don't end up damaging the tweeter or other things like that. Once that's torn, you actually see the base of the speaker with the four sort of rubber feet and the pre-tab for a potential wall mount. Rolling it over onto the feet, we see that this one is the master, the active version of it, and has all of the tricks and things built in. So we'll start with this one, and firstly, at the rear, explain some of the feature set. Firstly, and like no other active speaker in its price class, it has the ability to position the speaker as either a left or a right. In this classic situation where you have one with all the inputs and outputs and the other one being a good passive speaker, it's most common that one of them must be on a particular side for it to operate correctly. QAcoustics have kind of answered that, knowing that a power cord or power socket might be a certain length or distance away, or a certain orientation visually in a room to try and keep one of them a little bit less cluttered by the time things are plugged in. So the ability to position this appropriately to the room, whether it be left or right, and then select it, is an ideal extra feature set. It means that the second, it's a 2x65 watt amplifier on board, so it's more than enough for a pair of bookshelf speakers. Obviously one of the amplifiers drives this speaker, and the second one outputs via the speaker terminals into the next one. And again, to recap with the left and right, it means you can position anywhere and then just run the other speaker via a cable. We've got a port, of course, and other things like that. We'll touch on that with the other speakers. But the second switch beside the left and right is associated with its location in a room. All the way at the bottom it's sort of out in the open. In the middle it's up against a wall, and at the top it's in the corner. Now this shifts ever so slightly the EQ curve associated with the bass response. Each surface a speaker is up against can end up sort of ballooning or billowing the bass. So being able to attenuate that makes it very good. Beneath those two switches is a figure 8 power cord. Touched on already as far as the binding posts. Well, these are clearly positive and negative and go to the speaker out. Above it is a USB input. Now, the USB allows for asynchronous USB, 24-bit 192 kilohertz. There's an optical digital input, also of the same frequency response and range. There's a 3.5mm auxiliary input for the purposes of perhaps portable equipment or a secondary in, and a traditional left and right analog input. Along with those plugged versions, it also supports Bluetooth 5 or aptX Bluetooth. And that means that this can operate in both wired and wireless as far as how you're going to plug things in. Looking at the depth of the speaker, you can see it's pretty modest. They've worked very, very hard to ensure that the amplification is laid out and other things, so it's not forcing the speaker into a deeper situation where it's very difficult to place in a room. Spinning it around to the front and leaning it forward, we see the controls, and these are lovely in their fit and finish. The power is, you push and hold and it turns it on and off, right? Tap it and it changes colour appropriate to the input, blue being Bluetooth, green being optical, that kind of stuff. And then the ability to change the volume very, very easily. If I understand correctly, the grills aren't actually removable, so we won't attempt. The second speaker, of course, is the passive speaker. Now this is essentially modelled on a combination of the 3020i and the 3030i. It's kind of a unique speaker, but it's wonderful to see that they've ensured that it will sound extremely good. Looking at it, it's relatively boring. Obviously the front is exactly the same with just a QAcoustics logo. The back features the classic port we've seen in the previous speaker and the speaker inputs. Now it's the accessories that are also kind of important with these types of things. So as we finish things up, we'll show you those. We've got the QAcoustics setup and owner's manual. It's multilingual. We've got a basic cardboard filler. The second one reveals the QAcoustics remote control. This is a very similar remote control that we've seen on their wireless active speakers, along with a pair of AAA batteries. Accessory wise, we've got some basic 2-3 meter speaker cable, clearly nice and tidy with solder on the ends, clearly delineating the positive and negative. We've got a British figure 8 power cord, not much use to me, but of course we get a care package with all the other things here in New Zealand. And the second power cord for USA or Switzerland, whatever it is, all of those. Okay, so there we have it. QAcoustics is brand new M20 active monitor speakers, unboxed here at the Listening Post in Christchurch, New Zealand. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more, subscribe to our channel.